Hey guys, and welcome to 12 Days of Christmas. This is day one, the Big Bag Brown Sugar Cake Construct. That's right, we are doing a heart cake. The cake flavor I used was brown sugar. Now what you can do is you can either use my white cake recipe or use your own. Add this brown sugar flavoring. It is from Amazon and I will have it linked in the caption. And that is how I made the cake flavor. It is so good and so flavorful. So now I'm adding my buttercream. Now anytime I am using a filling, I try to make a dam. You see, I'm spreading it out and it's kind of thick because I'm going to hollow out the center because this is where our filling is going to go. Now, the cake flavor I'm using, the buttercream icing flavor I'm using is vanilla bean gel. This is my regular American buttercream, and it's less thick than you normally see because I don't use a lot of sugar in mine, and that's why it's so silky and smooth to work with. So this is the Biscoff. What you do is this is the butter and you melt it in the microwave for a few seconds. You don't want it too warm, but you don't want it to where it doesn't pour on its own. I always fill, anytime I fill my cakes, I don't overfill because if it seeps out the side, baby, it's going to be a headache. So you prevent that by making sure that dam is there and not overfilling. So here I am adding the second part. By the way, this was only one layer and I torted it. I cut it in half to make it two. So what I'm doing now is crumb coating. And anytime your cake is cold, it's much easier to crumb coat and it goes a whole lot faster. Sometimes even on cakes similar to this, I would just do one thicker coat. But I did do two just because I was a little bit distracted because I was recording this video and I was on TikTok live at the same time. Now, once I did that crumb coat, I did pop it in the refrigerator for about 6 or 7 minutes. Then I popped it back out to put on my final layer. As you can see, icing a cake goes pretty quick for me because I keep one hand totally still and I let the other one turn the turntable. So I let the turntable do the work because I think that's pretty much how it was designed. A lot of times, a lot of bakers are trying to do the scraping themselves, and then that's where a lot of us struggle and get frustrated with the cake. So if you let the turntable do its work, you see how quickly I ice this cake with the crumb coat and as well as the final coat. The cake was frozen prior, just in case I forgot to say that. So I'm just finishing it off and I'm going to knock that edge down. On heart cakes, I don't obsess about the edge because usually there's piping to cover it. However, because we're making this a big back cake, baby, we're using the Biscoff as a drip. That's right. I know I said drips are out and they kind of are, but baby, if you want to be a girly and a big back, baby, this cake is it. So with the Biscoff, you just melted it. This is the store brand because they were out of the Biscoff brand and it smells the same, but I have not tasted it yet. So don't quote me on that, but it acts the same. It behaves the same so far. So far, so good. And so my best advice after you add the drip, pop it in the icebox and let it harden before you pipe because I did not. And my piping was kind of slipping and sliding on the top. Now here I am using tip number 32. I absolutely adore this tip because you can pipe your whole cake and it will look like you use different tips just based on how hard or soft that you squeeze it and how much pressure you added. So I'm piping a border completely around the top and then I'm going to go pipe a border around the bottom just because I really wanted it to give the same girly heart cake vintage piping look that traditional heart cakes have, even though we made it a big back edition. Big back heart cake is crazy. So my best advice for this would be to make sure you don't put too much drip because you don't want it piling too high at the bottom where you're adding the piping. And mine wasn't too built up, so the piping covered it all. So I broke a couple of cookies in half and placed those at the top. Kind of like how we put the cherries on the top of the hearts. Baby, it's a big back heart, okay? And what I did go back and do, and I did not record it, was in the center of the cake, where it was just the white icing, I did go back and pour Biscoff. See how it's got the little Biscoff heart? Okay, wait. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.